Hello, welcome back to our YouTube channel. And today I'm going to make a comment to someone who sent the pull request on Flutter School. First of all, I appreciate that you have met with requirements just to be in this school. So one requirement is just to make sure that you use your GitHub um, branch and send the code to this repository you see here. And trust me, this is the somehow complicated process, but it's not complicated when you understand how you're going to do it. Part of it is because we need to make sure that you do your work the way the organization do the work, and prepare you to be the developer you want to be. And that's why that is why I have this sort of deadline, guideline, sorry. So what we have today, basically we are running Flutter, and this is the code I see on someone who called Denise Nyonguru has has pushed the code on this branch, but basically this is not Flutter code as I can see so far. So what I'm going to do is to show you how you could have done the job and push the code to to your branch and send the pull request. So so that's why I'm going to start with a new project here. So again, be the be that you are using the Ubuntu, be that you are using the Linux, so it doesn't matter because the command I'm using here is the same. There's nothing changed on your platform you are using. So that is not an excuse. Like you have to type the command exactly as I'm going to type them in your terminal. So I'm going to make a directory. Uh, so I'm not going to make a directory because that command is not going to work on your Linux. So let me do further create. This is how you create a project. So further create, and you add the name of your project. Let me call it Richard demo. So by compiling this, it's going to create Flutter project inside the folder you are in. So you can see that it is complete. So now I can open this project in code editor, Richard demo. So this is our Flutter project, and that's how you can start your project too. So now we have a project. You can see that we have different folders. We have Rib, we have iOS, we have Android, and so on. This is what I'm expecting when you push. So before I even touch on the code base, you can see that we have some default files here in Rib folder. So what I'm going to do is to come back to this GitHub page, uh, yegobox/Flutter School, then go here and copy this URL. Okay, go to your code editor here and open the terminal within the code editor. Then, so how did I open the code editor? Let me do it again. Control P, then do this, then write the terminal. So you can see that I can open the new terminal. That's what I did here. So it's the same as I can do here. So you can see that I have opened the terminal just like that. But I want to use the terminal here. So so what I'm going to do is to add the remote, git remote add, and I'm going to call it Richard. So what is a remote? So because we're using GitHub and at some point we need to put the code to other developers so that they can see the code that we have been working on. So a remote is this URL where you are going to push the code. And this is the command you use, git remote add. Then you add the name of that remote. Then you add the URL from which the code is pointing to. Then okay, you can see that this is not a git remote this is not a git remote this is not a git repository. So first of all, let me fork these things. So I need to fork this in order for me to push the code on my fork, then send the pull request. So let me do that, and it's going to be forked. Forking is like copying the entire repository to your own, and this is the first step you need to do. So you fork it, and after forking it, I will have the same repository but under my name. Okay. So it's forked, then I copy this remote instead of copying the original or the original remote. And this remote now is pointing to my own fork. So then I copy that, and before that, because this is not a Git repository initialized, I need to run git init command in this repository. So now the remote is the repository is initialized within this folder. So you can see that I have 62 files that is waiting to be staged. If I click here, you can see that these files is going to be added to the files that I can push. So, and this is the good things of this VS Code, because it can show you the files that is not pushed to GitHub so far. So then after that, you do git commit and git add, sorry, then you put dot to mean that you are going to add everything. So git add, then git commit, and I'm going to put the message from which other developers can see what I have done. So far, I've done nothing. So I've only initialized the project. Initialized project going to be the message from which other developer can see. So you can see that this number 62 has disappeared because I have committed the change. Now I'm going to add the remote. So if I do git remote, then to see the remote I have, you can see that the command return nothing. That is to say, I don't have the remote from which I can push the code to. So what I'm going to do is to copy this URL here and do the command git remote add, then add the name of the command that you want to do, which is going to be origin, and put the remote URL that from which you want to push to, and hit enter on your keyboard. Then we have the remote added. If we run the command git remote -v, we can see that we have one remote that is able to push and pull, which is fetching. So now we are able to push the code to GitHub. So the way we do it is git push. Then remember the name of the remote is called origin. And when you are pushing, you need to know from which branch you want to push to. So right now, the branch we have is this called main. By default, we have one branch, and the one branch can be main. So obviously, you can have more than one branch. I think I have described it in previous videos. If you haven't watched it, please go there and see how you can create a branch and push to it. But right now, I'm going to push one branch called main. So git push origin and main. So remember, origin is the remote from which you are going to push to, and main is the branch you are going to push your code to. If I push, it's going to um, it's going to require me to pull, but because the code I have here is not what I want, actually, I'm going to force the push. This is going to overwrite the code I have here because this is part of correcting your assignment because the code you have pushed here is not Flutter code. I can see some JavaScript here. I can see some HTML files here. I can see some PNG files here. But basically, the Flutter code I was expecting is to make sure that I can see Android, iOS, and this folder. And I have also showed you how you can start a Flutter project by using the Flutter command. So because I have added this flag here called -f, now I'm able to overwrite the code you have sent to me so that you can pull them to your machine as your reference and continue from there. So if I refresh, you can see that I have the code now changed. So now, because this is on my branch, on my account, and remember, for me to able or for me to be able to see your code, you need to send a pull request. So you come to this button here, pull request, and you click on it. And this is to say, hey, I have done your assignment and everything's okay. Now, please check out my code and see if I have done the assignment as you have requested. And that is what is a pull request is. It's just to send your request your code base to the parent branch, to the parent repository, so that the other developers can take your code and merge it with the main repository. So if we go to the bottom here, we can see that um, so we want to send the pull request to the branch. So how can we do that? Okay, let's see. Pull request not working. Why? Yeah. So for some reason I see that not this the code is not able to be merged with the main branch. But it's okay. Let me go back to Flutter school. And also, because I have the right to send the code to this official yegobox/Flutter, I can come here and copy the URL and add it as a remote, as I showed you. But that's not up to you. Remote add, I call it main, and I'm going to put push uh, main. So main is the remote, and I'm going to overwrite it, of course. Yeah. So from now on main we have this uh, default code base, so that everyone who is going to fork it is going to be able to see the basic code base. So let me repeat what I have done. So assume that you are Denise and you are working on an assignment. Maybe you changed one file here. For example, you changed one file like this and you save. After saving, you should see here that one file is changed. So then, if you go to your terminal and do remote -v to see the remote you have, you can see that we have one remote that is called origin. So, and the origin, remember, is pointing to your own remote. So first of all, I'm going to commit, then post the message, change. Remember, the message is should reflect with the title, with what you have done. So I know I have changed the title. what I've done. Then after committing, you need to push your remote. So what is your remote? You go to your GitHub account. What's in the box? So you can see that when you go to GitHub here, you can see your fork. So this is your fork, Nadine 927. That is one fork we have, from which like I expect Nadine to be pushing the code to his fork, then send the pull request. But I'm going to go to my fork, which is this one. Then once I go there, uh, because I want to show you like after you go into your fork and you have committed your change, then the next step is going to be pushing the code to your fork. So now I have committed, then I'm going to push. Remember that my remote is pointing to origin. I'm going to push origin, then put the name of the branch you are using. So my branch is going to be main. So once I push the code base and refresh this fork of myself, you can see that uh, the commit message is here. Change the title of the app. You can see that 1 minute ago I have pushed. Now I can send a pull request. Let me see if I can send a pull request. So you can see that after that I can be able to send a pull request. So basically, you have this editor where it shows you that I have changed this and updated this. You can see that we have even two different colors. We have red to show that there is some code that has been deleted, and there is new code that is being added. Then after that, you can see that this pull request button shows. Then you click there and you add the message that describe what you have done or changed the application type, then create a pull request. That is what I was expecting from you from the previous assignment. That is part of what I was expecting. So beyond that, I was expecting to see the real assignment I gave you with the code that reflect that assignment. So, and again, something you need to work on is just to be active in WhatsApp group and ask the question that you have. Don't be shy. Please always ask the question. And if there is something that you don't understand, I'll be happy to repeat it more, like 100 times for you to understand it. But if you don't ask, be on WhatsApp group or on YouTube channel or anywhere you can find me, there's no way I can understand what is the issue you are having, and I'll be happy to help you if you just allow me to do so. I hope this video helped you to understand what you have to do in order to send the code that you have been working on, and I hope to see you next time. See you.